information or information that comes and seems to challenge the one that you've accepted, if you're careless, you'll cause that information to play havoc in you. Like for instance, when in my early days of healing, I went to see Mrs. Holloman. I said, Mrs. Holloman, how do you feel? She said, oh, I feel so good. That salve you made is so good, Dr. Sebi. My pains are gone. What am I going to eat? I said, I want you to drink plenty of carrot juice. I want you to drink beet juice for your blood. She said, stop. Just a minute. I said, what's the matter? She said, you intend to heal black people? I said, yes, ma'am. Well, please, don't even assume the position of a healer at this moment because you are making recommendations that are totally out of order. Like for instance, ma'am, carrot juice. You want me to drink carrot juice? I said, yes, ma'am. All the healers in LA, San Francisco is recommending carrot juice, New York too. But I live in LA then. She said, well, look, son, before you continue, go and do some more research. Go into the field of industrial agriculture. Now, here is a man who never been to school. I have never been to school, and I do not read books. I will never read one now. Yes, but these books I had to read. These books I had to use to do research by studying them. And as I studied industrial agriculture, what I found, everything that you find in the supermarket was made in a laboratory. That's why I said, we pray to God, but we eat the devil. Everything. The only thing in a supermarket that is not made in a laboratory is watercress and a coconut. That's all. Nothing else. Nothing in a supermarket is made by nature or God. It's made by a laboratory. But those of us who thought that the information or believed that the information we was withholding in us, walking around proud, I am this and I am that. We were playing the same game everyone else was playing, the game of ignorance. That my grandmother said to me, which was my teacher also, beside my mother, my grandmother said, yours is not to walk behind a hearse taking dead people to a graveyard. Yours is not to walk in front of a hearse that is taking dead people to a graveyard. Yours is to stand on the side of the road and watch dead people take another dead one to be buried. Not to join the procession. And today, it is that position that gives me this energy, the independence that I am not a member of any organization or anyone. I could think free as I wish, as long as it is consistent with life. I am about life. So here's what we're talking about tonight, life. Food is electrical. So if the African people did not eat carrots and beets and rice and chicken and all that stuff, what did he eat? But our teachers and our professors only came with all of the sciences in anthropology and archaeology and history. But here you are giving this information to a people that has been derailed. Even if the information was precise and concise, would they digest that information? Impossible, because the computer has been interrupted. So we should now go back and ask those historians, what did our fathers eat? I bet you he wouldn't know. So what was he teaching all the time? I did not read his books or heard his arguments, but I am happy to know that out of the perspective that we represent, I am able to compliment you and myself, not out of a philosophy of something that took place 10,000 years ago. And the funniest thing I always watched was this Egypt that they always gave us. Egypt was always the thing that they gave us as the beginning of civilization. But was it true? I would have to say that the consistency, I'll have to establish a particular premise. Like for instance, is it consistent to open the body of an individual? No, it isn't. But where was the first operation performed? In Egypt, isn't it? So it wasn't too cool, isn't it? But look at the food that they were eating. They were eating ducks and cows. As the sister said, dead food. Well, what do you expect out of an individual to eat? Dead food, dead things. And just look at the conversations. The conversations today is never in support of life. It is always about something dead. It cannot be about life, because if we entertain life, you would not be talking about it. It would be no need. And if you talk about it, you'd be talking about what the sister said. Food. But food is electrical. Our food is electrical. So what are those foods? The natural plants, the natural vegetation. But in America, we have so many impregnation to the naturalness of life. This is what you have now. Anything that goes out of the ground, no, no, no. Everything that goes out of the ground does not necessarily mean it is natural. To begin with, we said the carrots. It grows out of the ground, but is it natural? No, it was made in Holland. When I gave a speech at WLIB 5 years ago that carrots were unnatural, they threw stones and eggs at me. But when Nova came out with the program 1 year later and said, yes, it was made, and it was made in Holland. But yet, when I traveled to Detroit and see my Muslim brothers eating carrot cake, how do you think I feel now? I don't feel too cool, isn't it? Because I can't tell that brother, look, ease up on the carrot. What do you mean? I say, man, the devil made it. He still eat his carrot cake. What could I do? He's going blind. We take the comfrey plant. Comfrey is a good plant, right? Wrong. Comfrey is unnatural. Comfrey was made in the laboratory also by hybridization. You would never find comfrey in the natural jungles, as they call them. In the natural forest, never. Burdock is natural. You always see burdock all around the place. Dandelion, red clover, plantain. But you will never find comfrey in the naturalness of life. It's only found in someone's plantation. I was one year in Africa and I saw these little bugs, as we call them, locusts. It was coming down on Kenya to eat those beans that they were growing. Everybody was angry and everybody was worried because the locust is going to eat the beans. But I was happy because these Africans now would not eat that starch. Locust does not eat anything natural. They only eat things that are unnatural, just like the little bugs that you have in your garden. Why does the bug eat the burdock plant? Why does the bug eat the dandelion plant? But if you go in the middle of the burdock plant and the dandelion, the red clover, make a little circle and just weed it out and plant a carrot plant or a beet plant, next day those bugs would eat that stuff up for you. Well, why don't they eat the other plants? Because they are made by life itself. And the bugs and that plant are in harmony with one another. But this stuff they call carrot, no way. No way. They're going to eat it up for you, doing you a favor. But what happened, since we have become so mechanical using 1, 2, 3, and 4, and A, B, C, and D, and you want to apply that to life, it fouls up. It does not equate. It just simply does not equate. We apply that to life. And what we do, we spray the plant. When the bugs come tomorrow, the bug said, oh, he sprayed it now, fellas. Let him eat it.